Hey guys, Stout here. I know this is a couple of days late, but happy holidays. I've had a few people in past videos talking about running 2 crossbows and instruments. This build is viable, but not necessarily my favorite. Crossbow and drums are great for burst of damage, and if you land your shots, you'll get some quick kills. But if you miss, you're just kind of screwed. Other than that, your loot is your primary option for clearing mobs, and that's not the best either. I'm also going to be uploading another video tomorrow to showcase that the crossbow and drums can work, even in Wanderer rank, but I'll be bringing a falchion with that too. Hope you enjoy these games. Also, a quick tip for throwing drums is to definitely turn on the setting that says auto switch to the next utility item after use. If not, you have to press another button between each throw, so this just makes it even slightly easier. I also turned on autofill empty slots when using hotkey, because if I put a new drum on and then press 4, it'll automatically just go to that slot, assuming that there's nothing else on that side. Because of that, I keep all of my drums alone on one side. And just one more negative perk to this build is that if you want to buy things to improve your damage and improve how well you can PvP, you are kind of out of luck most of the time. A lot of people don't really sell drums and they don't really sell loots a lot in the utility trade, and that's where you have to go to buy them. So it's kind of a struggle to get higher level ones unless you just find them. And my goal with the spawn is basically just to get some loot because I don't really have the most right now and survive. This specific area isn't necessarily the best because there is a bunch of other spawns really close. I had practiced a few normal games with this build before I jumped into this, and I actually had 2 games in this spawn where I had to fight 3 people like within the first 3 or 4 minutes of the game. It gets pretty hectic here, so if you don't want to fight, I'd recommend leaving this room as soon as possible and just trying to get away. But I also wanted the loot, so I saw like heavy ornates and things like that, and I was trying to open them up. And right here I was just repositioning because I wanted to get to these shelves and grab the collectibles because that's a decent amount of money and that's a decent amount of rank points. And I am in HI right now, so you might as well be going for those. Poor guy died to all the ranged mobs here. So right there, I saw this guy standing here and I decided to test out my crossbow and see if I could land my shots. And I missed both, but I also realized that he just disconnected from the game. That's a spawn right there. And I was expecting him to move when I shot the first crossbow, but he didn't after the second one too. So I just decided to leave him because, I don't know, it's not really much fun fighting someone who's not fighting back. One really good perk of playing Bard is that your magical interaction speed is high, and so I'm actually going to grab this Sprout Shrine even though the mummy's spawning because I'm pretty sure I can get it before I get hit. And there is other people nearby, so I just want to be in the best spot that I can be when we start fighting in case they do get in close range, because might as well be safe. Right here I heard footsteps and mummies, so I'm deciding to go through the door now, and we'll start fighting someone when we see them. Right here, I was so badly wishing that I had a melee weapon because he was running right at me, and it was a ranger. If I had a melee weapon, I would have just probably killed him right then. But instead, I missed both crossbow shots and just decided to reload and go back in. Take two, we land both of our crossbow hits this time, and then we hit him with the drum, and that's enough for a kill. But there is a sneaky rogue up top, and he threw a throwing knife at us, which hurt a little bit. So let's back up and think about what we're gonna do. So at this point, since I haven't heard him start to come after me and I haven't seen him, I'm assuming he's just trying to take the escape portal or he's looting my kill. So I'm going back in, but I am reloading my crossbow so I can hopefully get a few shots on him and kill him with the drum if he is there. If not, I'm going to try to grab the cape and whatever else I can off the ranger and leave. Since I didn't see him, I am just going to open a escape portal real quick since I have a mummy on me, try to grab what I can and head out. But I messed up and I accidentally stepped into the portal while I was equipping the cape, so I didn't actually get anything from this. I did try to sell this longbow in trade chat. It had max health and +1 weapon damage, and I think it had highest damage roll that it could get for a blue, but nobody wanted to buy it, so I didn't want to waste any more time and just sold it to a merchant as well. So game 2 was a little bit more hectic than game 1. I was trying to pull the zombie onto the spike traps, but for some reason it never aggroed me, and then I got hit by the spike traps. So take 2. So I'm definitely making a lot of mistakes trying to clear at the loot because I'm not used to how low the range is most of the time. This is basically just a meme weapon for me that I use when I want to have fun, and I don't really use it as a primary means of clearing mobs typically. Because I'm messing up, someone runs up on us, and now I can't fight because I have less than half health. So instead, I'm just going to see what I can do to get away. And that was a plate fighter who decided to walk the other way when he saw my crossbow, not knowing that I'm basically at a quarter health. That's very lucky for me. I'm leaving and I'm healing. In this room, we also hear a wizard, and I realize how close he is, so I'm just gonna back up again and keep moving to get to a place where I can heal. Every time I tried to sidestep this, I walked into the wall like an idiot, and then I gave up and just hoped that I could out TPS it. Meanwhile, now the wizard's coming, and I'm worse off than I was before, so I'm just gonna try to get one quick bandage or health pot or anything in, and then hope that he doesn't push up too quick. Is ice bolts ready? But both of my crossbows and all of my drums are also ready. So let's see how this works out. He missed his ice bolt. I hit both crossbow bolts. We win. That was honestly very terrifying, but I'm glad that it worked how it did. In hindsight, a melee weapon would have worked just as well. I probably would have just taken one or maybe two staff swings, but that would have been livable for sure. So it's right about at this time that we ran into a fighter cosplaying as a rogue hiding in the shadows. All we can really do here is kite. He's base kit, so that's less scary. but I don't have a melee weapon and I don't trust myself. So we did miss 3 jumps, and because of that, we almost died. But we got him. And right here I noticed that when I hit this chest that I'm standing next to right now, the skeleton actually has to walk the whole way around. It won't just go up to the chest. So I'm just using that as a slight advantage to heal up some before I go loot him. Right there, Rogue just ran over and threw a throwing knife at someone who's also right there. So I'm just sort of stuck and decide whatever, I'm just gonna run up. If I die, I die. Let's just see what happens. Notice that I never reloaded my crossbow after I hit the skeleton. But instead I'm standing here menacingly, seeing what he wants to do, and he decides to crouch, so I crouch too, and then leave. I'm fine with being friendly, I just don't want to team on people, because that's not cool. So I'm just going to let you know what happens before it actually does, so you can just sort of hear and see it in real time. I start to leave through the other door, and I hear someone come up to it. I start to open it, decide to stop, and then the door just opens and I don't hear the other guy opening the door the whole time. So then there's a rogue on my face. I hit him with 2 crossbow bolts and then we just die. It happens. But that's going to be the end of this video. Double crossbow drums could work. I would definitely recommend bringing a melee weapon always though. Hope you enjoyed the content. Hope you enjoyed the video and see you next time. Peace.